What industry did you decide to pursue a career in? Fashion. Fashion.
I'm an entrepreneur, and I've been a business owner for about 14 years.
What has been the most amount of money that you've ever made in a single year?
In business, I've done over $2 billion.
Top line revenue, $40 million.
You said 40 million. Now, as a multiple eight-figure entrepreneur, what was the best financial advice that you ever received?
You have to bet on yourself.
Save every penny you can.
My favorite quote is that you can tell the size of a man by the size of his problems.
Number 1.
Who am I here with today?
Damon John.
And what industry did you decide to pursue a career in? Fashion. Fashion. How long have you been a business owner for?
40 years?
What was the best financial advice that you ever received throughout your career?
Money's a great slave, but a horrible master.
You had a quote, pioneers get slaughtered and settlers prosper.
Say it again, I forgot that one.
Pioneers get slaughtered and settlers prosper.
That's exactly what happens.
Could you say that and break that?
You said it, pioneers get slaughtered and settlers prosper. That's right.
Break that down for people that may not understand.
Well, a lot of pioneers, if you could be too early on something, right, and nobody gets it, and you keep talking, oh, I want to do it, but nobody gets it. Move on. But the ones who are like, I want to do it, let me take my time, let me settle, let me figure it out.
How can somebody become a multimillionaire in 2024 like yourself?
Well, what is a multimillionaire?
Somebody that creates financial freedom. Somebody's aspiring to kind of achieve that success.
What if they're sick as shit?
Then it doesn't matter.
Then it's not a multimillionaire.
Number 2.
Excuse me, sir. Is this your Rolls Royce?
Yeah, bro.
What do you do for a living out here in Houston, Texas?
I'm an entrepreneur, and I've been a business owner for about 14 years.
And I go all over the country just asking business owners their best advice to new entrepreneurs. Is it cool if I ask you a couple quick questions for the channel?
Sure.
What was the most amount of money that you ever made in a single year?
2020, 16 million.
$16 million.
Yeah.
And what's the greatest lesson you've learned about entrepreneurship over these 14 years? Like, what's a lesson about business you'd give to somebody that doesn't have a great mentor right now?
Believing that you can is way more profitable than believing that you can't.
Have you ever been broke before?
Oh yeah, we donated plasma for gas money. We actually did so for 14 years. We've been in business, but the first 5, it wasn't so good.
So what was that turning point towards financial freedom for you?
At the time, my wife was like, we were donating plasma, and she said, not with her face, but with her, well, not with her words, but with her face. She said that if I had the opportunity to do it all over again, I would not. Basically with her face, like I didn't sign up for this. Yeah. And I read into that, and so it took me up, it turned me up. Right. And then I had this daughter over here, and that changed the game for me.
What's the best financial advice that you ever got from a mentor? Like if there's a lesson about money that a mentor taught you that always kind of stuck with you, what's that advice you'd pass on to the younger generation?
Stay small enough, long enough, you'll be big enough soon enough. That means keep the expenses low whenever the money is high. Don't be in a rush to actually get the coloring and all the jewelry and everything like that. I was making $30,000 a month with about $3,000 or $4,000 overhead. It wasn't until I had millions saved where I was forced to go from a Kia Optima to a Maserati. In that same year, that's when I bought this cash.
So you ran lean for a while.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, 1 in 4 millionaires are living paycheck to paycheck in today's world. From your perspective, what keeps people broke in today's world?
Scrolling, watching other people live their life versus getting it after themselves.
And what was the deepest life quote that you've ever heard?
I'll see you at the top because the bottom is too crowded, but we never look down on anybody unless we're willing to help them up. But more importantly, understand this, believing that you can is way more profitable than believing that you can't.
You got amazing advice, sir.
Appreciate it, bro.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate that.
Number 3.
I've got a very special surprise for you guys. We're about to interview Anthony Powell. He's done over $2 billion in sales throughout his career. We're linking up with him at the Porsche Design Tower where he just got a new penthouse. This is one of the top 5 wealthiest buildings in the world. There's over 20 billionaires that live here, and he's about to drop some serious game for you guys. So with that being said, let's go link up with Anthony and see what he has to say. Anthony, what's going on, my friend?
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Good, man.
To see you.
Good to see you as well. What industry did you decide to pursue a career in?
I started in direct sales and contact management and lead distribution.
Are you a business owner?
Yes, I am.
How long have you been an entrepreneur for?
25 years.
Throughout your career, what has been the most amount of money that you've ever made in a single year?
In business, I've done over $2 billion.
$2 billion.
$2 billion.
What's your secret to selling in a competitive industry?
Well, everyone knows McDonald's. Why is McDonald's successful? Because they have a systematic approach to their business. And number 2, the system's so good that a 15-year-old can run the business. I created that with digital products. I have a system that's so watertight with contact management, lead distribution, and LMS. No matter what product or service I put in, I just win.
Yeah.
It's the system. You have to have a system if you want to win.
They're a formula.
Yeah, you gotta have a system. I'm a master system creator, and I know, like right now, I just launched another business. Guess what? We launched it back in November. boom, it's like this. Why? The system.
What is the best financial decision somebody can make in today's world?
Number one, find a vehicle to make lots of money. That's called earned income. Number two, don't spend your earned income. Invest it in assets. But everyone goes, okay, I've heard this 100 times. What do I do? Where do I put my first 10 grand, 20 grand? What do I do to compound cash? You got to get an S&P ETF. The S&P has outproduced everything over the years. For example, this year it's already up 17%. That means if you had 100 grand, you're already up 17,000. You put 500, 1,000, 250, whatever you can afford every single month, you put it into an S&P ETF and let it grow and work your ass off in your vehicle and your business. Number three, once you get to a certain point and you have money compounding, start investing in multifamily. You know, one thing I did when I was broke, I needed my rent paid for. So I went and bought an 8-plex. The bank will lend you because it's not a personal residence. They want to see cash flow. Does those 8 residential units pay the debt load? The answer is yes. So therefore, those 7 people paid the debt load. I got it for free. I was able to increase the value, sell it, and double the money. And when your passive residual income kicks off what you want as far as your goals and dreams, now you can start spending your money on Lambos and houses and Porsche towers and all the fun stuff. I don't spend earned income. Whether I work or not, sitting here with this guy, I'm making money right now standing here. That's what you got to be doing.
Number 4.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Is this your Rolls Royce?
Yes.
And what do you do for a living out here in Dallas, Texas to be able to afford a Rolls Royce?
I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah?
Yep.
How long have you been a business owner for?
25 years after doing 8 years in the Marines.
You were in the Marine Corps.
Yes.
And I guess over these 25 years as a business owner, what has been the most amount of money that you've ever made in a single year?
Top line revenue, $40 million.
You said 40 million.
40 million.
What's been the best financial advice that you've ever received?
Oh, best financial advice? I mean, I'm in financial services. Well, I see all types of advice. I would say the best thing for me was I was sitting down with a Goldman Sachs guy, and I said, when can you flip my 10 million to 20 million? He said, stop it. I know how you guys make money inside the insurance industry. I know how much money you guys make. Guys like you are my typical clients. You're better off investing back into you. Invest back into your own business. If you expect your money to double, invest back into you. And what does that mean, though? Skills, associations, relationships, reputation. That's what it means to invest back into yourself.
How old are you now?
I'm 50.
How old were you when you became a millionaire?
I was, my first time I did was in my 30s, lost it, bad relationship, and then I rebuilt it in my 40s.
So you went broke.
I went broke.
Yeah.
Broke 2 or 3 times.
How did you kind of bounce back from that?
When you're in the worst position, you're actually in the best position. That's when God shows up and says, hey man, you wanna answer my call now? And so that's it. When God calls you, man, when you're in the worst position, because when everything's great, friends, money, associations, you sometimes forget where your blessings and your resources come from. But when you're at the bottom, that's when God reminds us, hey, you remember all this stuff came from? Guess who it came from? They can come from you, your skills, your talents, your abilities. It came from your Father in heaven. And when much is given, much is expected. When you don't do anything with it, you do much with the least that He's given you, and you try to take credit for it, that's when bad things start to happen.
Have you ever met a billionaire before?
I have. Actually, a company just bought us for $300 million a couple years ago.
What do billionaires do differently from everybody else?
2 things. Number 1, they ask the most questions, just like you are. And then number 2, they go into a room not thinking that they know everything. Ray Dalio said in his book, Principles, he said, I go into rooms thinking I'm wrong just to be proven that my position was actually correct based on the debates and conversations happening.
You're sitting in a Rolls Royce right now. This is a lot of people's dream car right here.
Yeah.
How can somebody get a Rolls Royce in 2024?
Well, a couple of things is once the interest rates start kicking everybody's tail, everybody that had a fun, affordable lifestyle 2, 3, 4 years ago and they didn't save money, they're selling it right now 20, 30, 40, 50% discount. Watch any car dealership auction right now. Watch these cars not being sold on auction. These used to be purchased at a premium. Now they're being purchased at a discount. When times are good, be the guy that stacks cash. When times are great, be the one that constantly puts money away. Why do you think Apple and all these companies have billions and billions of dollars of cash just sitting on the side? Why? Because they're waiting for opportunities. If you want to afford a Rolls Royce, I wish I could say you could do it this year, but if you stack cash, you make enough money this year, and you're stacking that cash away, someone's going to say, hey Matt, can you unload this Mercedes off me? Can you load this Rolls Royce off me? Can you load this Bentley off me? I'm going through a bad situation, I'm going through a divorce, I'm going through a downsize of my business, and the only asset that I have is this car. Can you pay me cash for it? One time I had a guy say, hey Matt, give me an offer for my vehicle and insult me, meaning he needed money right away. That's going to happen right now during tough times if you are the person that was wise to do with your money and you save cash.
You got amazing advice, sir.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Number 5.
All right, you guys, so we just got to our next destination out here in Tampa at Eddie V's, one of the nicest steakhouses in the entire city. My guy just pulled up in a Rolls Royce. We got to go see what this man was able to do out here, man. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, what's up?
Question for you.
Yeah.
Is this your Rolls Royce?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's mine.
And what do you do for a living out here in Tampa to be able to afford a Rolls Royce?
I am a consultant. I'm
Yeah.
a business consultant.
Are you an entrepreneur?
I am definitely an entrepreneur.
How long have you been a business owner for?
I've been a business owner for 39 years.
And could I interview you real quick? I go
Sure.
all over the country just asking business owners advice to new entrepreneurs.
Sure.
What was the most amount of money that you made in a single year?
Most amount of money I've ever made in a single year, $15 million.
$15 million.
Yeah.
Have you ever been broke before?
I was broke for the first part of my life. Then I made millions of dollars, and then I was broke again. And now we've set it up in such a way that that doesn't happen anymore.
What separates middle class from wealthy people in today's world?
Poor people and middle class people feel like everything's expensive because they pay for everything with money they've exchanged their time for, and they feel like they're paying for everything with their life because they are. Wealthy, creative entrepreneurs like yourself, like myself, we pay for things according to our creativity. In other words, we create an offer to pay for everything we buy. So everything costs the same amount.
And do you believe in God?
I more than believe in God. I trust God. So that's, I believe in God and I trust God.
How important has faith been for you throughout your career?
It's the most important thing in my life.
How did you build that relationship and build that trust in God? Maybe to speak to those people that may not understand the importance of that and how much that's, had an impact.
I received Christ as my Savior when I was 16 years old. I started reading the Bible when I was 17. Every success principle that I learned, the very first thing that I do is I go back and look at Scripture and see if it lines up. If it does, I'll follow it. If it doesn't, I ditch it.
You got amazing advice.
Thank
you
you
so much for your time. I
Appreciate
really appreciate that. So
Good to meet you, young man.
Number 6.
All right, you guys, we got somebody pull up on a Ferrari right at the valley right here. We're gonna go up and see what they were able to do to be able to afford this car. Let's go see what they have to say. Excuse me, ma'am.
928 502.
Question for you.
We'll take care of that. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Is this your Ferrari?
Yes, it is.
And what do you do for a living out here in Scottsdale to be able to afford a Ferrari?
I'm an entrepreneur.
How long have you been a business owner for?
3 years.
3 years?
Yes.
When I go all over the country just asking business owners their best advice to new entrepreneurs, could I ask you a couple quick questions for the channel?
Sure.
Awesome. So what are you doing right now in entrepreneurship?
I own an online fitness and nutrition company.
And you've been in that business the last 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
So what was the most amount of money that you've ever made in a single year?
So the most amount of money that we have done will be this year. We'll do north of 20 million annual reoccurring revenue.
$20 million.
20 million.
How did you
And that's just the start, by the way, okay? Because
Yeah.
we're going to scale this thing to over 100 million.
That's incredible.
I know we can do it.
Let me first ask you this. How did you scale this company from 7 to 8 figures? A lot of business owners, they have a great idea. They really struggle to scale. You specialize in scaling companies. What took your company from 7 to 8 figures?
First of all, you got to dial in capturing the demand. So marketing and sales is huge. If you don't have somebody overseeing and driving the function of marketing and sales, you don't have a business, right? But then the challenges then that you face as a business owner is not just capturing the demand and then converting it, but fulfilling the service so that the client experience doesn't break. So that requires somebody who has a lot of operational experience to come in and build systems and process.
Now, as a multiple 8-figure entrepreneur, what was the best financial advice that you ever received?
You have to bet on yourself. You can't focus on what you're making now. So there was a time that only made $19,000 a year, right? But here mentally, I was always rich. So it's a mindset. You have to take the money that you're making and continuously reinvest in yourself. And you have to keep doing that all the way through. That's how you're going to earn more money over time. So you're the best bet that you can make. A lot of people value money over valuing themselves. I value myself over money, which is why I'm so rich.
How old are you now?
43.
How old were you when you became a millionaire?
I was actually 40.
40 years old.
So I guess it took me a long time, right? So it's never too late, right? Age is just a number. It's all about how you feel and that energy that you have inside.
But if you were to go back in time and have a conversation with your 20-year-old self, when you were starting from zero, what's the best advice that you would give to your younger self?
To not give a fuck what anybody thinks about you. You have to believe in yourself. I think when I was younger, I didn't have relentless belief in myself and I wasn't unapologetic about who I was. It took me a long time to be who I am today.
You got amazing advice. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Number 7.
Excuse me, sir. Question for you. Have you ever been broke before?
Yes.
Yeah?
It's
And
fun.
What do you do for a living out here in New York City?
I don't know what you mean, man.
Like, what do you do for a living? What industry do you work in?
Finance.
Finance? Quick question for you. How long have you been on Wall Street for?
40 years, 42.
Let me ask you this real quick. I started a channel at the University of Texas. I grew it to 5 million followers. Hook 'em, yes sir. I go all over the country just asking people a couple quick questions on their best advice to the younger generation. I get just 1 minute of your time real quick. I promise you it'll be worth it. I've interviewed Mark Cuban, the president of Nike, CEO Frito-Lay, real quick. Awesome. What's the greatest lesson that you've learned about money throughout your career? As somebody who works on Wall Street, what's something that you've learned that 99% of society does not know about money?
Save every penny you can.
Yeah. Can you save your way to wealth though, or do you have to invest it?
Save every penny you can.
Do you invest your money?
Of course, but
Yeah.
save your money.
And how old are you?
When I'm 64. When you're younger, you think money's going to grow on trees? Save every penny you can.
And you said that you
I
had...
would say, what are 3 words you would give your younger self? Save more money.
Yeah, let me ask you this, because you said that you had been broke before.
Yeah, I have.
Well, what was that turning point for you towards financial freedom?
Fear of failure.
Fear of failure.
Number one motivation of man.
What's the most common mistake that you see business owners make or people make with their money that prevents them from creating?
Invest with friends or family.
Yeah. So, okay, last one for you real quick. How old were you when you became a millionaire?
I was probably 35.
Have you ever met a billionaire before?
Yes, several.
What do billionaires do with their money differently from 99% of other people?
They take emotion out of it.
What was the hardest skill for you to master in the business world? It's very competitive on Wall Street. What do you
Communication.
Communication.
Speak the truth.
Speak the truth. So how important is it to keep your word in business?
You won't last very long if you don't.
If you don't, I love that.
You don't keep your word, you won't last.
And any last words to the younger generation aspiring to become successful like yourself? You've given them some amazing advice.
Work hard at school, have fun, and get ready. It's a long slog. I always tell people, tell my kids, make sure you have a 5 and a 10-year plan. If you're going to go to work for a company, they don't give a shit about you. Start your own business. Companies don't care.
What type of company do you run?
Finance.
Finance? So are you raising money or what are you doing?
Nope, industry analysis.
Industry analysis.
Auto industry.
Yeah.
Seriously, good luck.
In terms of revenue, what was the most amount of money you ever made in a single year?
I don't know that.
Could you give me a range maybe?
In the millions.
In the millions? Your secret to sales.
Number 8.
Hard Knocks family, we just landed in Miami, Florida, and we're about to go meet up with and interview the legend Justin Waller. For those of you who don't know, Justin owns one of the largest construction companies across the United States, and he's quickly became one of the most renowned entrepreneurs in the entire business world. So we're gonna go meet up with Justin and ask him how he was able to grow such a massive company and his best advice to everyone watching trying to become millionaires in 2024. So with that being said, let's go see what Justin has to say. All right, you guys, so we're on the way now to meet up with Justin. We're pulling up shortly. I can't wait for the game that I know that he's about to deliver. This is gonna be $1 million worth of game from Justin Waller. Pulling up here in a second. I can't wait for this one. What's going on, man? Good. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, man. Good. I've been good. Not too bad. Not too bad. Who am I here with today?
Justin Waller.
What industry did you decide to pursue a career in?
Yeah, so I started off in steel. I was 24, started hanging steel locally in Louisiana. Now we have over 200 men, coast to coast, California to New York, Caribbean. We'll put steel up on the moon.
How long have you been in construction for?
I've been in construction 15 years next March.
How important has that focus been? Becoming an expert as opposed to trying to diversify and jump from industry to industry. How important has it become for you becoming a master, one of the best in the world at one thing?
Yeah, I think if I would give my young self credit for anything, it would be that I stayed in the same fight. A lot of people, they go into a career, they start getting banged up a little bit, and then they change directions. But what they don't understand is they're going to take the beginner's licks of that new industry. So if I did anything right, even though the model might not have been the model that I think ultimately I'll end up in, I stayed in the same thing long enough to make substantial money to create freedom. If you can create freedom, then you can go start watering other plants. You see, we only get so much energy in life. And so you have this cup of water, let's call it your energy. If you pour it over too many plants, you'll never bear fruit on any of them. So the one thing I did right was stay in the same industry for a very, very long time. And now I can branch out, do other things, grow other businesses, look at other business models that might be better off in the long run.
And do you come from money?
Fuck no. Hell no, man. No, not at all. I grew up in South Louisiana. There was no money around, I can tell you.
So what was that turning point like for you? Like, how did you know you wanted to get really serious about becoming financially free and building that long-term generational wealth? What was the turning point like for you?
Well, I think what happens is when you're in a situation, any situation, and this is not uncommon, you either become the situation that you're in, the atmosphere, or you decide that you want to do anything but be in that atmosphere. So for me, it was a pretty easy decision to make that I just wanted to find out what else was out there. I knew what I didn't want. And so it put me on this path to finding more and more consciousness. And as I come across those things in my growth and whatever I do, as far as the level of obtainment of my goals I hit, every time I get to the top of a mountain, I'm constantly looking for the next one. And so I think there's two things. You run away or decide not to be what you were a part of. And then two, on that path, you find more consciousness, which kind of controls your direction you go. And once you identify those things and you identify that you can do those things and you get on that path, generally the happiness is on the climbing part. Just make sure you're looking for the next one to climb, because you can get in trouble if you get to the top and you have nowhere to go.
Did you have a lot of money to start this company, or how did you get the money to start this business?
No, man, we didn't have any money. So what I had to do is go out and get contracts and then go to the bank and show them I had contracts and try to get lines of credit. My first line of credit was for $15,000. I'll never forget it because my payrolls were like $2,500 a week, because I had like 2 guys maybe, and we were doing backyard buildings. And so I always say about when it comes to dealing with the banks, always go to the banks when you're solvent and you have a lot of money. But in the case that you don't have a lot of money, that's what an entrepreneur does. He figures it out. So I took my contracts that I had won, and then I went to the bank and showed them that I had a contract, and they gave me a little loan against it to get me through the first couple.
What is the secret to being able to leverage capital, to leverage that good debt and turn that into wealth ultimately?
So if you look at the real estate, I own over 400 doors now. So you can underwrite a deal, understand the capital stack, whether you're raising somebody else's else's money to get the down payment, and then you're going to take it to the long-term debt with the bank. You just have to be able to understand the math of real estate. You know, what's the net operating income? What's the cap rate? What's my debt service going to be? Where are we at in the cycle on that property? So one thing I look at very hard right now when we're buying properties is like a lot of people don't want to buy properties right now because the interest rate is so high. And the only fear that I would have is that we get to the end of a 5 to 7 year arm and we're in a 1980 situation where you go from 7.5% or 8% to 16. But if you understand the math of real estate, it's very simple. In fact, I'd even say it's third grade math. Then you understand the debt service and you understand where you are in the overall cycle, like the long-term, short-term debt cycle, and you're paying attention to where rates will go. You should have enough time to make decisions that will allow you to reduce that risk. You can't get away from it completely, but you should massively be able to reduce the risk and set your properties up the way they need to be.
You know they don't teach that in school, right?
Oh, I've heard they don't teach that in school. and why would they? Because the system is built for us to spit out employees and people that say yes and they pay taxes. They get married, they buy a 3-bedroom house and they die. And so, no, I don't think they're going to be teaching cap rates in school anytime soon.
Right. Ben Franklin said that most people die at 22, but they're buried when they're 70.
That's right. That's right. I heard that exact quote the other day. I think I heard 30 and 80, but
yeah.
Nonetheless, yeah, there's a bunch of dead men walking every day. They don't live free. They can't say what they want. They want to say things. They feel things. And I think that's why people resonate with us so much is that we're getting to speak on their behalf because we're free enough to talk. Hard times right now, but we're going to turn it around. America's going to turn it around. We're going to get the right guy in the White House.
Absolutely.
And then when that happens, we ought to be able to clean things up a little bit.
What has been the most amount of money that you've ever made in a single year?
Ooh, single year? 5 in a year.
$5 million.
Yeah.
That's just for yourself.
Yeah, that's take home.
Take home.
You know, that's complete take home. Yeah.
How about for the businesses?
Businesses, we've got it up to 35.
$35 million.
Yeah.
How did you scale from 7 to 8 figures?
Two things. It's systems and then it's competent people with intent. So if you take intention and then you take competency, their ability to do it, that means they want to and they can. If you can put those two things together and have them help you build the systems out, and I say help you very intentfully, because a lot of times if you make a plan and you hand it to somebody, they have no ownership, which means they're sitting in the boat with their arms crossed waiting for it to go wrong. But if they can help you build systems and be a part of building something, then they can have ownership in it. And when they can have ownership in it, they can get behind it. So intention, competency, and the ability to be a part and have autonomy in a company is going to take you a long way when it comes to dealing with employees and staff. And then one last thing, make sure you manage from a place of I should be paying you more money, not you should be making me richer. If I can jump somebody's ass because I should be writing them a bigger bonus check, then we're in a very, very healthy place. Because in that way, you've created an entrepreneur inside the business and you are grading them on performance based off of things that should align with something that is valuable to them as well. And that's making more money, having a better future for themselves, and being able to see a vision that can fit inside yours.
What's the best advice that you've ever got from a mentor?
My favorite quote is that you can tell the size of a man by the size of his problems. If you can learn to embrace the things that are getting in your way, embrace the failures that are coming, those are just small bricks that are going to build your castle in life. Every time you fail, you must be grateful for it and see it as a part of the story that you're going to tell people one day on a podcast, on a yacht, on a boat, on a plane, or in a restaurant of how you became the man that you are. And if you don't have any of those stories, nobody will be interested in your story at all, and it'll mean nothing. So start to take pride in the negative things that happen to you, because those are the things that are going to make you the man that you're going to become.
For every new level, there's a new devil.
Every king's got scars, cowboy.
That's crazy. If you lost everything tomorrow, could you make it all back?
Fucking right. You drop me butt naked in any city in America, I'll be hanging still in 6 weeks.
So you go right back into steel.
Yeah. And that's what's most important is if you stick to the same thing again and again and again and again, you get a superpower that many people don't understand. And it's that nobody can ever take it away from me. I know for a fact I could go anywhere, be hanging still in 6 weeks.
Yeah. How old are you now?
38.
How old were you when you became a millionaire?
31, 32.
Last message to the younger generation. They want to get Justin Waller rich in today's world. How can somebody become a multimillionaire like yourself in today's world?
You can tell the size of a man by the size of his problems. Get up every day, every time you get hit in the face. Have a relentless heart, and there's nothing this world can't stop you from doing.
Thank you so much for your time, brother. I appreciate you. That was phenomenal.